All right, in this lesson, we're going to set up your navigation. In your Google site, you can add pages and subpages. We can also add link pages. We're going to set this up before we add all of our content because it's just a good idea. This is our pro tip for you to figure out where do you want people to go, how many times do you want them to click, what are you trying to build when it comes to your site. The nice thing is once you've set up your overall theme and your initial landing page, each page and subpage will pull the same image from that parent page. You can still customize it and change it though for individual pages if you want. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So you can see here's my new Google site that I've started with you all. I've hit the Pages tab and you can see I only have a home page. How we're going to create new pages is with the plus button in the bottom right hand corner. I can create a new page or a new link page. If I was to take you to our MTech Google site, you can see I'm building this course here right now. On the right hand side, you can see that I have pages and subpages and more subpages. And what this does is it creates the navigation system. It creates it on the right hand side for where I'm building it, but it also creates it across the top for people to be able to see. So you can see under Google Courses, here's the Google Sites course, and then here's each individual lesson. I was able to create this navigation for you to be able to follow along. You can do the same for your students. So why don't we start with a new page? I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus on the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to create my new page. Perhaps I'll call it Unit 1. Notice that it's pulled over that banner image from Unit 1 from the home page. I can still change that image and select a unique image just for this particular one, and it won't affect my landing page. Now, let's talk about subpages. Perhaps in Unit 1, I want to be able to cover the different topics. So I'm going to make a subpage to go underneath of this. How I do it is I hover over the page that says Unit 1, and I see the 3 dots, the ellipsis. I'm going to click that, and one of them says Add Subpage. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that a name. Once I've given it a name, I can say Done, and it nests it underneath that page. I can see the pull down arrow, and I can start to see my navigation being built across the top of my site. I can continue to do this. Maybe I want to make one now for multiplication. New page. Oh no, look what I did there. I didn't add it as a subpage. Trish is working too fast. Don't worry, I did do it on purpose, but this happens to me all the time. We can actually drag the pages to become pages and subpages just by moving them around. Let me show you. So right now I could grab this page, and if I just pull it up underneath, now it's a subpage. Perhaps I want addition and subtraction first. That's okay. I just grab it and reorder it. All of these can be completely changed and move around. Now, let's say I made a mistake. I want it to be multiplication and division. How do I change it now? Click on the title, and then I can go ahead and add and division. And it will change it for me. Notice though that it didn't pull across the title after I edited it. So if you do change it here after you've created the initial page, you'll have to go and add it here as well. All right, that's pages and subpages. Let's talk about a link page. Sometimes we do want our students to be able to go out to another resource. Perhaps we want them to go to our Google Classroom. Perhaps we want them to go and visit a To Learn site. Any of those different things, what we can do is we can create a link page in order to direct their attention. It goes in the navigation, it will open up a new tab and take people to it, but it isn't actually living on yours. So what I'm going to do is show you how I added a link page from our MTech Google site. This is our MTech Google site that I want to be able to direct attention to. I'm going to go ahead and just copy the web address. Then I'm going to on Trish's Awesome site. This time when I add a page, I'm not going to just say new page. I'm going to say new link. I can actually give this a customized name. And now I can paste the link. Now notice a new link page can be a page within this particular site, but I'm going to link this to an outside site and say done. Now what you're going to notice is that it has a link here just to show you that it is an outside site. Now if I don't want this to be a subpage under Unit 1, I can again just drag that wherever I want it to go and it will change my navigation. Are you ready for our geeky pro tip? Have you ever wanted to be able to work on things on your site and you don't want your students to have access to it yet? You don't want them to be able to work ahead. Well, we can actually also hide pages from our navigation so that way it's there, it's published, I can work on it, but the students actually can't get there yet. This is great to be able to work ahead on different modules. So let me show you what I mean. When I'm in my site, if I was working on addition and subtraction, and I don't want the students to be able to get to multiplication and division yet, I simply again click those 3 dots, the ellipsis, and what I can do is it says hide from navigation. Now what happens is it's still here. I can still work on it. I can have this completely full of content. But what you'll notice across the top is it is no longer in the navigation for the students until I click the 3 dots and I say show in navigation again. It's a great way to be able to build everything you want to build and not have people working too far ahead. You'll notice too there's extra features in the ellipsis, such as I can copy an entire page. If I get it set all up and it has the perfect structure where I want a video and I want an image and I have some words, I can actually duplicate a page in order to save me time. I did that for this course. Let me show you what I mean. When I was building this course, I have all of these different pages, and on each page I tried to put a video, an image, and some information for you. I also had these customized buttons. I don't want to redo this every single time. So what I can do is I can hit the ellipsis and one of them actually says duplicate page. I can even give it another name. Just so I don't forget, I'm going to call this test because I'm not going to keep this. Once I say done, it will pull everything over. It will now be test and I can simply replace the content on this page because the structure is exactly what I wanted it to be. So now I can click on this image, I can replace the image with something. I can go to my drive and change and pick something else. We'll just go into recent and choose something. I can go ahead and change the words on the page. But at least the basic structure was set up for me and it's put it in the navigation. Super teacher time saver. So we can do this for pages and for subpages, especially once we've set it up with the perfect where we want the title and each place to go. So that's it. It's so easy to set up those pages. And now we're ready to put some things on those pages.